Welcome back. Yogurt making is very easy. All you need to do is follow the below process as Mary will show us from her processing unit.
I make yogurt and then I make yogurt from the home kitchen. So this is the Maribel manufacturing unit and I don't do it alone, I do it with my partner. He's called Jackson Minor. Yes. Yogurt involves milk and addition of culture. These are bacteria which are used to ferment the lactose in milk into lactic acid. So we have our milk right here. We have our 3 liters. This is milk that's from the farmer. I've checked it, we've confirmed it's fine. So yeah, we just put it on. As it hits, there's a percentage that milk should get, that's 83 degrees. So we have a thermometer for that. So basically for yogurt, we decide whether we want it sweetened. For today we have it sweetened because most people want it sweetened. So we have our sugars, which had already been measured here. Usually sugar is about 6.5 to 7%. So we already had measured. So this is it, basically. And we tend to make our yogurt thicker. This is because the Kenyan market wants to spoon it. Sometimes people want to sit in the house as they take their yogurt, as they take their smoothie. And most of our customers are restaurants, and these people want it thicker. So we normally add some, they're called thickeners and stabilizers. So we had measured them, then we incorporate them together with our sugar. So this process basically is mixing the dry ingredients together so that we can incorporate them together in the milk just at a boil. Something else, yogurt, as I had said earlier, it's a very sensitive product. So it requires the anti-hygiene. That's why you see us in our headgears. We don't want, our hairs coming down. That's why our hands have gloves, so that you can be able to at least, maintain the quality standards. Sometimes you find that yogurt sometimes blows up, and this is because of contamination. So prior, I'd sterilize this using very hot water, so that you make sure that the product is, very clean. So we'll just mix this. Alright, so I'll let my partner come in as I explain why we do this process. So basically mixing is because we don't want any form of separation with our yogurt. We want to make sure that the sugar and the stabilizers are all together. We normally hydrate them. It's a process. We take the dry ingredients, we hydrate them so that they can be fully immersed into each other. We don't have a separation of milk and sugar and stabilizers. So this process helps us to just make everything uniform. So once it's mixed, we normally add some bit of the milk into this so that it can be a whole concoction. So we just add some milk from there. Our milk right now is about 20 to 25 degrees. Help me with the thermometer, please. Yes, it's about 21 degrees. So basically we'll just incorporate some milk into our mix. Then we can let the milk warm up to around 40 to 60 degrees. Just a bit. Then we cover the rest. We cover it just to prevent any additional either insects or just dust from the atmosphere to get in. Then I think my partner will help me to start this. So usually after the mix hydrates, we don't just incorporate it directly into the milk. It's because sometimes sugars have dirt. Sometimes you find that some things are either inside. So we usually use a sieve. So we just sieve this into the milk. We are trying to avoid any form of external contamination. So we'll just let the milk heat up to around 42 to 60 degrees. It's at 21, so we'll just give it some time. So we usually just start first of all. Okay, Our milk is at 45, so this is good. Yes, we can bring in the mix. Yeah, we'll always sieve it. Just help me to sieve. Yeah. Just sieve it into our milk. Just to make sure that every form of fat is out. Yeah, it keeps away, that, as you can clearly see it there. Just help with a spoon. Just to make sure that everything has dissolved. That is fine. So once the milk, as I had said, being at 50, we'll continue stirring until it's 83 degrees for 30 minutes. The basic temperature for yogurt making is 83, and you hold it for 30 minutes. So we'll just stir it continuously. We're allowing the dry ingredients to continuously mix. We're allowing the milk and the components to just integrate. As we check our temperatures once in a while, we were at 45, so we'll just stir. Now as you see that we have sieved, you realize that there are no particles in the milk, there's no dirt, because the milk is now clean completely. Unlike before, whereby you will see that there's some things in the sugars, now our milk is good to go. Let's just add this. Occasionally checking the temperature. So the reason why we make sure that we incorporate it before 60 is because of the sugar. And sugars mostly, they are broken down in high heat. That's at around 55 to 60. So that's why we incorporate it before 60 degrees. So after stirring, we've made sure that our milk is at 83 degrees. We'll hold it there for around 30 minutes. So you'll find that that's very, it's usually effective for people who are using pasteurizers. But if you're small scale as us, well, we normally just reduce the heat so that we make sure that it maintains the 83 degrees for around 30 or so minutes. So once we get there, we cool down the milk. You find that we introduce bacteria, these are called cultures, so that it ferments the lactose into lactic acid. That's basically what makes the yogurt, thick. It makes the yogurt fermented product. So we'll cool it to around 43 degrees, then we'll incorporate our cultures. Usually the strains that are used for making yogurt are normally most effective at around 38 to 44 degrees. So we'll try to maintain our milk at that temperature. Be it in an oven, be it with using, a warm cloth around it, so that at least the bacteria can be able to act on the milk for that time. Yes, so once you incorporate the culture, you'll place your milk somewhere whereby the heat is not, is not fluctuating. Then once you're done, give it 6 hours. Yogurt takes 6 hours to be ready. Less, maybe 5 hours, but the required temperature is 6 hours. If you want to push it, you can push it to 8, but it depends on the manufacturing people, but 6 hours is ideal. Yes, so once it's ready, you have our yogurt. Then we can start now adding the flavors and adding the colors to what is required as per the client's description or requirements. As Maribel, we have 7 to 8 flavors. We find that we are able to give clients a bigger description in regards to that's what is in the market. So we have the vanilla, we have the strawberry, we have mango, we have pineapple, we have banana, we have raspberry, we have cherry, and once in a while we have passion fruit. So you find that, the fast going flavors are vanilla and strawberry as usual, but you find clients who want to try something else, and that's where we come in. For events, we can always present our yogurt with toppings, so at least people are able to get a vast form of flavors that they can try. For people who want to do yogurt at home, as you have seen, it's not such a big process, and the main thing is just hygiene, to make sure that the product comes out of good quality and it's not contaminated. So if you just go through the processes that you've taken you through, it will be easy for you to make yogurt, even for your family, for even maybe for just your workplace. It's not a hard process. One is the hygiene. Secondly, the milk. The milk usually contributes to around 99% of the yogurt, because basically yogurt is from milk. So just make sure that your milk is not contaminated and it is good. Thirdly, always ensure that your working area is clean, and ensure that anything that gets into the milk is actually certified, and you're not adding something that will come to bring a problem later. I wouldn't say it's a funny process. It's actually a process. You find that some people maybe don't have the culture to incorporate in their yogurt. So what others do, they take another yogurt and put it in their milk. The things that maybe they don't consider is the temperature of the milk, because as you have seen, you need to reach it to a certain degree. You need to cool it to a certain degree. So those are just the basic processes. Don't just add just yogurt to any milk and expect it will be as good. Those are just the many meanings of yogurt, and you'll get a good quality product.
Wow, what a simple and an easy way to make your yogurt right from your home. Mary makes yogurt according to her market demand. Her prices are very affordable to every consumer.
It's actually a process. You find that some people maybe don't have the culture to incorporate in their yogurt. So what others do, they take another yogurt and put it in their milk. The things that maybe they don't consider is the temperature of the milk, because as you have seen, you need to reach it to a certain degree. You need to cool it to a certain degree. So those are just the basic processes. Don't just add just yogurt to any milk and expect it will be as good. Those are just the many meanings of yogurt, and you'll get a good quality product. If you want to learn how to make yogurt, you can always contact me. You can get me on Facebook, on Instagram as Maribel Yogurt. You can also call us on 0725 307 793. That's our standard number. You'll always find someone. Then we do training at a fee, as I had mentioned earlier. So when you contact us, we'll send you, our packages. Then you can choose. Then we'll move on. Currently, as Maribel, we are not in supermarkets yet, because mostly we've targeted households, we've targeted restaurants. These are people who buy in bulk to, sell to people, but also we target events. So if you have an event whereby you feel that you want, something fun, something as a dessert, as we say, we come with our yogurt with different toppings, so you can contact us. Also, if you even want for yourself, you can always contact us and we'll deliver to you. If you want to venture into value addition, I would say there are a lot of opportunities. As you can see, value addition always has to do with processing. So with training, or if you already have the background, you can always do something that's related and you'll proceed. So I would say just be consistent, be persistent, and people will believe in you if you show that you know what you're doing and you have a plan with what you're doing. You can find that there are so many similar ideas to yours, but always try to come in a way that people will be receptive to you. Maribel Yogurt, crafted with care, shared generously.